So if you've been following the show, you know that last night the crowdfunding campaign that I've been doing for the last month for the artist series of videos that I'm going to produce for the show came to an end. And 30 days ago, we started this campaign and I was looking for $5,000 to essentially cover the travel costs to do another video or two to keep the series rolling. And the outpour of support from you guys as a community is simply humbling, to say the least. We ended up 348% overfunded. This means we have a budget of $17,392 that came from 309 people. And I know those sound like numbers, but this is amazing because, and this is what I want to talk about today, is where we're going to go next with this, what the next steps for the artist series are, what this crowdfunding means for the show, and where the money's going to go. And I want to talk about that because, you know, crowdfunding it's very interesting, and it's something that this is the first time I've ever done. Just asking for money is not something that I'm particularly comfortable with, and crowdfunding to me has always seemed a little bit like pandering to some level. And what I learned through this process is that crowdfunding is not about me. Crowdfunding is about the community around this show. And that was a real eye-opener for me. And that's why I'm humbled with this. You know, the actual project, when all is said and done with the artist series, is something that is available for everybody to watch for free. And I realize that not everybody can donate money. People show support in various ways. I realize that people are not in a financial position to help out, and I realize that some people just are not comfortable helping with crowdfunding. And the special thing about all this is that those 309 people funded and made this possible for everyone to enjoy. It wasn't about me. It was about making videos that mean something to everybody else. And so that's why I want to just take a second and to those 309 people, and I'm addressing everybody by email separately, but you know, you made something happen that is a huge turning point for this show. Artist series videos, these documentary shorts, are something that I've wanted to do from day one. And when you have a YouTube channel that you run with essentially no budget at all, it's really hard to make those things happen, mainly because of the travel costs involved. And we were able to overcome that hurdle through this. And, you know, when I do these photo lit shows, that was kind of, when I started those, that was the best I could do in place of actually doing something on an artist, was to talk about them. And so that's what we've been doing. And I'll still continue to do those, as well as all the other programming that we do on the show. But what you guys have enabled us to do on here is to do something new with this show and take it to a level that we've never been able to do. And I am very humbled and extremely grateful for that. And I wanted to share that with everybody because it's amazing. You know, originally I thought, and one of the reasons I shied away from it for so long, was that crowdfunding was a matter of coming up with the right idea and putting it on Kickstarter. And then if you were lucky enough to get featured on a big website like that, there's all these people out there just waiting to give money to stuff. And what I learned is it is not that at all. Crowdfunding to me represents the relationships that I have with you guys as an audience, and not just to the people who gave money. I mean, I had conversations over email, in person, on Twitter with people who didn't have the money to give, but still were offering support in whatever way they could. And just the fact that you guys enjoy and watch these videos and keep coming back to see more is enough support. And the fact that there were 309 people that stepped up and went beyond that to benefit everybody else is just, I mean, it's amazing. And it's very humbling to me. So just real quick, I want to talk about some things with next steps and what this is going to look like. I want to talk about where the money's going to. The budget that we have for this is essentially $17,392. Rocket Hub does take a percentage of that, and Rocket Hub have been amazing through this whole thing. I did this it was part of a partnership between Rocket Hub and Ovation TV called Creative Studio, and that's what I participated in. The support that I had from all those people are amazing, and Rocket Hub there's basically 4% that's a service charge for, you know, supplying the website and all the stuff that they do. There's another 4% that goes into credit card processing, which actually is not that expensive. And so they take 8%, at which, honestly, I am so happy with the whole experience with Rocket Hub that is nothing, and it's a lot cheaper than what you have on other crowdfunding websites. And so that brings us down to roughly right at $16,000 that we can do. There will be some expenses in there involved that are pretty small, with mailing out thank you cards and stuff like that has to come out of that budget. But this still leaves us with a gigantic chunk of money to make videos with, in my eyes. And what I'm going to do with this, and I don't have my budget exactly figured out yet because there's a lot of factors that go into this. It'll depend on who I'm able to get, where they're located, and what we're able to do with this. But my feeling moving forward with this is that we'll probably have to deal with a lot of the logistics and trying to get people on board and in the next month or two, and then we'll start releasing videos. And I see this kind of going throughout the year next year, as many as we can. I mean, I'm put every dollar back into this, and we'll just see where we can go with this. And there are other things that I can do too. For instance, if there is an opportunity to work with a known photographer who's in New York, let's say, then is it possible that I could get maybe 2 or 3 other photographers involved to maximize the budget from that trip to be able to get more videos out of one trip in the budget? And so there's a lot of things like that that I want to do to try to stretch that even further. And so we're really just going to put everything back into the show. And, you know, the 30 days that I crowdfunded was a ton of work. I also had no idea how much work crowdfunding was, and it is a lot. There's all kinds of things to sustain that for 30 days and to raise the money you need. And what I'm realizing now is that was just to get the money to do the work now. And this is the real part. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about it. As far as the next steps go on this, I've already started reaching out to photographers that I enjoy their work and I look up to. And I want to be as transparent about this process as possible because I think, one, it's useful information, and I think it's pretty entertaining to see how we're all doing this project together. But I'm a little bit apprehensive about mentioning every name I'm reaching out to. So I really only want to talk about people once they're confirmed and we have it set up. But the people I'm reaching out to are all living photographers, obviously. Many of them you guys know through the show and the Photo Lit episodes that I've done. And I have one that I'm meeting with this weekend, and hopefully that'll be our first confirmed artist for the series. And so I will report back on with you guys as we have more information to report on that. And so I'll do these update videos every once in a while to let you guys know where we are in that process. And I am so excited about this and so looking forward to it. I will give you a little behind the scenes here. You know, in the time that I've done this show and the artists that I've worked with in this show, everybody from John Free to my friend Frank Lopez to other people. And then also with my time at the Dallas Museum of Art, where I worked with larger name visual artists, painters, you know, wasn't limited to just photography. When you reach out to artists, there are several things that are involved. They're the hurdles that you need to get past to get them on board to do the video. And the first is fairly obvious, and it's a lot of scheduling. People who are successful are very busy, and I understand that. And so the biggest hurdle you know, to start with is just getting people on board with the schedule and finding out when is going to be a good time to film them. A lot of artists, in fact, 2 that I've talked to, spend half the year in one country and half the year in another. So the exciting part about that, though, is we have a real budget to work with on this. And so this gives us a lot more flexibility with travel, and it's going to help make things happen in that regard. The second hurdle that you have to jump through with artists and getting people on board for certain things like this is, it's a term that I like to call reputation management when I talk about it. And it makes sense. And what I think is going to happen with the artist series, or what I hope happens with the artist series, is that the more people we get involved and the bigger names that we get involved, the easier it becomes to get other people involved. And so, you know, with reputation management, whether artists know they do that or not, you know, artists who are successful get asked to do things all the time, whether that's charity events, whether that's shows, whether that's video documentaries like I'm doing. And, you know, if somebody approached you to do a show, you'd probably look at some of the work they've already done and see where that gets you. And you're going to manage your reputation and align it in directions that you think are going to help. And so I think this will be really interesting. I think the things that we have going for us on this channel right now are the number of views we get per video, the number of subscribers that we have, and the types of content that I've done here before. And as soon as we are able to get a name or 2 involved with this, I'm hoping that it snowballs into something that's larger and more successful. I mean, the whole idea of doing this is to be able to take the show in a direction and do something that we haven't done before. And you guys have made that possible. And I just want to take a second and say thanks. I want to let you know where we are on this moving forward. I'll do update videos as I have more information. And I'm so excited. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I always say this is the best community ever, and it really is. And not just the people who gave money support, but everybody who helped by retweeting, getting the word out, supporting me, watching the videos, just enjoying them. It all helps on some level. And like I said, with people who gave money, I want to say that there were a lot of people who gave just like $1. And that is so special to me because yeah, it's $1, but it doesn't mean $1 to me. What it means to me is that somebody who gave $1 just went to the trouble to get online, pull out their credit card, and do something that expressed their appreciation for the show. And it communicates to me that you think that this is work worth doing. And this is work worth doing for me, and I've done it for 7 years now. And to see that kind of reaction with the audience really deepens that engagement. And I just want to say thanks to all of you for helping me out on here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below, wherever you happen to be watching this video, or hit me up on Twitter or shoot me an email. I'm way behind on emails right now, as you can imagine. But anyway, love to continue the conversation, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos with you guys. Until the next video, I'll see you later.